The day Marvel got a Daywalker. What's going on, everybody? Resident Lynx here, and today we're going back to 1998, a time when Marvel movies weren't guaranteed billion-dollar hits. The MCU didn't exist, and studios were basically throwing superheroes at the wall to see what stuck. And somehow, out of the shadows, wearing leather, sunglasses at night, and a permanent look of "I will kill you without hesitation," Blade happened. This movie didn't just walk so the MCU could run. It kicked down the door, set vampires on fire, and said, some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. Today I'm breaking down what I really liked about Blade, the stuff I'm mixed on, and the things that absolutely didn't work for me. And yes, this is coming from someone who loves this movie but is not blind to its flaws. Before we jump in, please like, subscribe, and share the video. It helps the channel grow. It tells YouTube I'm not just yelling into the void, and it lets me keep making long, nerdy deep dives like this one. Alright, let's open the blood rave doors. What I liked. Blade showed up swinging. That opening blood rave is legendary. Let's not pretend here. The blood rave intro is one of the most iconic openings in comic book movie history. You could show someone that scene without context and they'd still be locked in. Industrial techno blasting, vampires partying like it's the end of the world, blood sprinklers raining down like a nightmare car wash, and then Blade steps out of the shadows. No monologue, no explanation, no "who am I" nonsense. Just pure confidence. This movie tells you immediately, this is not your typical superhero film. And in 1998, that was revolutionary. Let's be real, you don't cast Blade, you summon Wesley Snipes. He's not acting here, he embodies Blade. The physicality, the quiet rage, the way he barely talks but says everything with body language. Blade doesn't need witty one-liners every 5 seconds. He lets the sword talk. And the martial arts still holds up. The man moves like a weapon, and the camera knows it. This isn't shaky cam nonsense. It's clean, readable action that lets Snipes show off his skill. You believe this guy has been hunting vampires his entire life. This movie does not apologize for being R-rated. Blade earns its R rating and uses it wisely. Vampires exploding into ash, blood sprays, brutal kills, stakes through chest with zero hesitation. It's violent but not stupid. It's stylish violence. And that's important because Blade should feel dangerous. This isn't Spider-Man quipping while flipping. This is a man murdering monsters in dark alleys. The tone is consistent, confident, and unapologetic. The vampires feel like a real subculture. One thing Blade does really well is world building without exposition dumps. You just see how vampire society works, the familiars, the underground clubs, the secret councils, the hierarchy. It feels like a hidden world living underneath normal society. Nobody stops the movie to explain every rule. You piece it together naturally, which makes the universe feel lived in. That's impressive, especially for a late 90s superhero movie. Stephen Dorff is a fun, hateable villain. Is Deacon Frost a deep, philosophical villain? No. Is he entertaining as hell? Absolutely. Stephen Dorff plays Frost like a cocky, rebellious vampire punk who hates the old guard, and honestly, that works. He's arrogant, he's reckless, he thinks he's smarter than everyone else, which makes his downfall satisfying. He's not trying to be Shakespeare. He's trying to be dangerous, and he succeeds. Mixed feelings. Good ideas, messy execution. The story is pretty simple, maybe too simple. Blade's plot is serviceable but thin. Vampires want to summon a blood god. Blade wants to stop them. There's a prophecy, there's betrayal. Boom, final fight. It works, but it's not exactly layered. Now, to be fair, this movie prioritizes vibe over complexity, and that's not always a bad thing. But on rewatches, the story doesn't give you a lot to chew on. You're here for action, style, and atmosphere, not narrative depth. Karen is fine, but underused. Karen isn't a bad character, She's competent, she's smart, she doesn't scream constantly, but she also feels like we need a normal human POV character. She's there to ask questions and get explanations, not to truly challenge Blade or the plot. She works, but she's not especially memorable. CGI aging like milk in the sun. Some of the CGI vampire deaths, yeah, they haven't aged gracefully. At the time, it was impressive. Today, it looks like early PlayStation cutscene effects. Now, I'll give the movie credit. It uses practical effects whenever possible, but when the CGI hits, you feel the year 1998 punch you in the face. What I didn't like, let's be honest, the final fight is kinda weak. This might be controversial, but the final fight is one of Blade's weakest elements. After all that buildup, Frost turning into CGI blood god feels underwhelming. Blade versus Frost hand-to-hand is great. Blade versus CGI blood blob, not so much. It lacks the raw intensity of earlier fights. The movie sometimes rushes character moments. Blade's internal struggle, being half vampire, half human, is interesting, but the movie doesn't always slow down enough to explore it fully. We get it, but we don't always feel it. Later sequels would improve on this, but here it's more implied than examined. Final thoughts. Why Blade still matters. Blade is not perfect. It's messy. It's dated in spots. It's simple. But it's also stylish, confident, and influential as hell. Without Blade, there is no modern Marvel movie landscape. This film proved comic book movies could be adult, dark, and profitable. And for that alone, it deserves respect. Like, subscribe, stay sharp. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Blade, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with someone who still quotes this movie unironically. I've been Resident Lynx, and remember, some movies age, some movies fade, and some movies are always trying to ice skate uphill. I'll see you in the next one.